Welcome to Candlekeep Mysteries, Chat and Cat. We missed you. I, Mo, am very lucky to call myself your dungeon mistress and dungeon mother of all cats. She's theys and fays, and keeper of cats and candles this evening, as we take a very deep dive into the world of Candlekeep Mysteries, episode 7. We're about 3/4 of the way through, buddies. We're almost there. This is a limited series minus a few that explores every corner of this realm and my players' brains here on Friday nights at 7 p.m. EST through September's end. Only a few more weeks. And without further ado, I would really love to let everybody introduce themselves. Players, would you please give me your name, your pronouns, and plug your favorite place to be found on the World Wide Web, as well as your character name if you're feeling froggy? We're going to go ahead and start with P. Beth, you want to go first this week? You cool with that?
Hey, my name is Beth. Pronouns are they, them. You can find me on the internet, sometimes a little bit on Twitter or Facebook or, whatever's catching the vibe for the week. Most of the time that vibe is kitten videos on TikTok because, life. I'm playing P. Sin Love, our centaur peace cleric. All pronouns, whatever's clever, man. I'm just here to spread the love.
Perfect. Amazing. Ooh. Hey, perfect. Theta, you're good. We are live. If you want to go ahead, Sarah, if you can hear us, we would love to have Theta brought in if you have a minute. Otherwise, you're fine. We're good. No rush. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to JJ. JJ, go ahead, buddy.
Hello, everyone. My name is JJ, she, her pronouns. And you can find me on Twitter at JJ_Cray. And you can find me on Twitch at BandReaper97, where I do my TTRPG cooking streams as your friendly neighborhood TTRPG chef. So, favorite place on the internet. I don't know what the vibes have been this week. Music. I think music. I've listened to a lot of music this week, a lot of old school R&B and hip hop. So that's where I've been on the internet mostly.
What a pull. I love that.
Oh,
Awesome.
and I'm playing Trouble Tea Leaf. Sorry, our halfling rogue here tonight.
Perfect. Amazing. Baba Yaga, you want to go ahead?
Yep. Hi, I'm Baba Yaga, she, they pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at ShutUpSarah. My son is yelling in the background, so his presence is known. I'm going to be playing Torin Snackadoni, who uses she, they pronouns, is a ranger and a cleric of some sort. And my favorite place on the internet right now is Cal Fire, Riverside County. Go first responders. That's where I've been.
What a pull. Wonderful. Hype. Sarah, you want to go?
Hey everybody, I'm Sarah Roberts, aka the Hype Goblin. You can find me under the internet on the internet under both of those names, everywhere except for Facebook because I refuse to use it. I will be playing Tana Graceland Glimspark, our party's wizard. We both use she, her pronouns.
Perfect. Awesome. Real quick, production, do we have captions before I call on Theta? Yeah. Theta, please, name, pronouns, favorite place to be found on the internet, and a brief character situation if you would like to give one. Go ahead when you're ready.
Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Theta, they, them pronouns. I am playing Dara, the other wizard, they, they pronouns, although I keep forgetting what that's. And currently my favorite place on the internet is... Oh god, I don't know. Let's say Amazon right now because they're playing, they have they have 3 episodes of Lord of the Rings and I'm obsessed, so... That's
Perfect.
like a solid place to have as my favorite.
Man, lots of good pulls this evening, guys. Wonderful. And I'm your cat, Mo. You can find me at Mother O Cats with a Z on Twitter sometimes. I've been slacking lately, and my favorite place on the internet is also cat videos. Unfortunately, the one cat died this week, the white one that's like the one emote, and I'm very sad about it. So just like F in chat if you know who I'm talking about. I know. Like I don't have enough cats behind me on a weekly basis. All right, perfectly. That brings us back to last week's brief. and mostly accurate recap. I decided to do a rhyme for some reason when I wrote this, so everybody bear with me. It's not my best work, but it's effective, I think. A wizard watching down the watery way against the wind waits in wonder. A single short joke takes a 7-foot man soon to be 6 feet under. A successful Mortal Kombat results in a wish from a djinn. Our party granted a ring of 3 wishes from the success of their fresh win. A large rest that satiates with stemmed lemonade glasses ends an adventure with a genie cowboy, voice smooth like molasses. Gertrude sets a table with care, and a few of our party got dust in their hair from the cabinet of chaos and items hidden long. What will they pick? A deck of cards or a potion most strong? Sit down, make your choice, trade your dice, use your voice, as we all come together in song. Everybody, just kidding. This isn't a flash mob. I didn't give anybody sheet music this week. No one's prepared. All right, that was a bad bit. I tried it. Don't know how I feel about it. Reading the room, nobody else does either. But that
Yes.
brings us to the present.
I liked it.
All right, perfect. Theta, the party is currently downstairs in like the book repair area of the restricted section, and everybody's around a table eyeing some very valuable trinkets. Are you headed down as you enter the library, slightly bruised and bloodied from having dealt with wyverns?
Yeah, I think I'm headed downstairs. I tagged out, but I'm gonna tag back in vaguely.
Perfect. You just left the Wyverns as a small party of dispatched Avowed has finally decided to take over per Gertrude's orders. Took them long enough. And you guys, Theta, you are missing Azadara 3 spell slots and 20 HP, I'm gonna say. Feel like that's not too mean, but it's mean enough. You actually did something. The moment that you breach that bottom step headed downstairs, you know exactly where the rest of your party is. Everybody's oohing and awing over all the bright shinies in the middle of the floor on this table. Um, and the moment you reach the bottom step, Ginny hops up from her seat and very quickly approaches you, hand outstretched, as she opens up her palm to reveal a golden die within it. And she says, "One for a dice, one for a prize. You're just in time to pick your vice." And she giggles and heads back to the party, regains her seat at the table. What is everybody doing as Adara rejoins the party? Is anybody looking at anything in particular? I do have for you, Theta, the list of everything that's available. I will re-put that in chat now as everybody's speaking.
Jenny's is delightful. I love her. Is she's just delightful. Good helper.
Anything suit your fancy?
Ooh.
I don't want to seem greedy, so if somebody else wants to go first,
Well, that's fine. I'll go first. I'm a wizard. I'm used to it. So let me get this straight. I give you this dice back, and I get to pick something.
Correct. It's essentially free because we haven't really done the best job of paying you. I promise there is real like spendable money at the end of your stay in Candlekeep, but unfortunately, with everything that's been happening, the banks are closed, and the gnomes really want to go back to work. But unfortunately, there's kind of like a rock slide in front of the bank situation, so they can't get in. The rock gnomes are working their best, but it's not really fast enough. So anyway, that's besides the point. What did you have in mind?
Oh, I'll just take this, and Tana's gonna pick up the deck of many things.
Great.
Yes. Amazing.
I love that for Tana. All right. That's totally her. Perfect. Anyone else? You can, if you don't see anything for yourself, I have had people in the past, back when I had the cabinet open on like a weekly basis. I have had people in the past kind of exchange their dice for somebody else. If you don't see something for yourself, perhaps something for a friend. And there is still the option on the table if you have something you would like to offer me that you think is more valuable than this dice, I might give you a second thing.
Well, I mean, I would like to get that flower pot there. Yeah, no, yeah, I think she'd like that. So yeah, I'd like to get that flower pot, please. Do you
Okay.
have a seed to put in it, or any kind of plant?
Um, I do actually. And you see she pulls out 3 seeds. Um, she even looks a little bit confused at herself, like, oh, these aren't what I thought I had in there. Um, I'm not really sure what any of these grow, so it's kind of like a luck of the draw situation, if you're cool with that. I wish I had better news. My degree isn't in herbology, so I'm not really
Oh
good at
no, no,
plants.
that's totally fine. I mean, are they all the same kind of seed? Like it looks like,
There's
because
a
like normally planting, you'll plant more than one seed to grow a plant. You know, so I'm
Yes, there is a small bundle of like very thin blue ones. There are very round yellow ones, and then there are heart-shaped green ones.
oh well, I have to try to plant love. I have to. I gotta go for the heart shaped ones. That is what I'm trying to reap after all. So
Listen, good luck.
yeah,
And
I
she
will
kind of
need it. It has been years trying to get this woman to pay attention to me.
she dumps the seeds back into the small bag that she pulled them out of, and hands you the small pouch so that they're not just loose seeds. She is a professional. Her degree is actually in helpfulness. Okay, perfect. Who would like to choose something next? If you're choosing anything at all.
Adara, I think, will hold up their dice, their little die, and say, um, this one, and pick up the cloak of displacement,
Okay,
and go, this would be very helpful, I would imagine.
perfect. All right. P, what are we thinking?
P is going to kind of shyly move forward and be like, well, I mean, if it isn't too much trouble, I kind of like rings. So I was looking at this one, and holds up the ring of regeneration.
Amazing. All right. Everybody has picked their new toy. You have all
Well, I have to
probably.
pick mine.
JoJo,
Oh my gosh. I don't have. I was like, I don't have. I'm missing a name. Who is it? Go ahead, Trouble. I am so sorry.
That's okay. So Trevor's gonna like very dramatically and very excitedly smack the golden dice like on the table, the golden die, and be like, "Wings are flying, hit me, let's go!"
Yep, there it is. I was like, you're gonna pick something that's gonna
And
drive
then,
me nuts, huh?
oh yes, and then as Jenny gives me the cloak, I'm gonna put it on and just start like twirling in the background, like, I can't wait to use these.
Amazing. I love that so much for you. I will let you choose if you want your wings of flying to be a kind of situation where you put your hand on a scroll and you sprout wings, or they can be the kind of thing that you put on and they're magically attuned to you. I like to let my players pick. Do you want them to be on all the time? Because you can't take them off.
I was gonna say, I'm like reading it, and I think you have to. It lasts for like an hour, right? Once you put it on,
The wings of flying?
the wings, yeah.
I'm actually not sure of the exact time.
I think it's like for an hour, and then once you take them off, you have to like roll a d something. I think it's like a
Oh yeah,
d12.
1d12 hours. You can't use them again. Okay, yep, that's
Yeah.
right.
So I'll just use I can use scroll. I feel like that's more dramatic. The way I like roll it out, put my hand on it, and be like, "You're about to get messed up with these wings." So yeah, I'll probably do that.
It's more like, do you want them to look realistic or not with the cloak? That's the only difference. They still work mechanically the same.
Mhm.
Okay, so that is good. Do you pick bat wings or bird wings?
Bat wings. That's just fitting for my character. So I'm gonna go bat wings.
Amazing. All right, perfect. Everybody has picked their thing now. Okay, we're getting from chat JJ and Adara. Okay, so yeah, Trouble and Adara. You guys are kind of flipping in your pixel chat. So, I don't know if that's a like a headphone situation. Do you guys both have like Twitch muted?
I am not entirely sure what my headphones. Oh wait, are these them? These might be them. I might just be blind.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Chat, if that happens again, just shoot me another like, hey, it's still happening here in a minute. Okay, perfect. So, okay. Yeah, it could be a speaker situation. All right. JJ, you're muted. You know you're muted.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like on Pixel Chat that it's only picking up mine.
Oh.
If it's is it mine that's picking up Theta's, or is it Theta's that's picking up mine?
It looks like you are just picking up you now. Theta,
Yeah.
do me a favor and
Okay.
talk.
Hi, Theta is speaking words.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's fine now.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, great. Wonderful. Does anybody want to take a stab at trading something else for anything else? Or are we all just gonna leave the weapons and other treasures lie?
I kind of want to see if I can trade my Moonsicle +1 for a Moonsicle +2.
You know,
You know,
The
it's
Moonsicle's worth more than the die.
it's funny. Here's what's gonna happen because unfortunately, Ginny is not a weapons expert either. She dabbles in books and the written word.
Nice.
So roll me a D100. And we're gonna do that like 20% situation that I do to see if she knows the difference. Because you could probably easily tell her like I'm trading down. It won't make much sense to her, but I'll let you have a shot.
I
Oh,
want to
no.
help this in any way I can because this is so dumb and I love it, but I don't have anything I think that can help.
Okay, there we go.
If,
I couldn't
if
find
you
the
wanna-
VDO screen
Ugh.
because I was looking to see if there's like I do have inspiration,
right.
which I could do.
Adara,
I
if
should
you
have
want
gotten
to
my dice
do
out.
just a performance check to try and distract Ginny a little bit, maybe in the background, I will
Absolutely.
bring down the DC.
I have a +0 to performance, so let's see how that happens.
Okay, perfect.
I got a 92.
92.
No, I rolled a
Yeah.
4. I'm not helping.
Okay, all right. Unfortunately, Soaring, she
Oh.
does kind of cock her head at you a little bit, her ears kind of shrinking into her head as she gets a little bit upset.
Sorry.
I I mean, if you wanted to trade, I could take your +1 plus something a little extra. But I mean that's up to you.
I mean, unfortunately, even though we've been helping y'all out, we haven't really gotten a lot of treasure or anything, So my pockets are a little light. Um, I do have this fan, and she's gonna pull out the hand fan of adoration. So that's the what's it original name, the rod of I don't know what it is originally. It's a rare item though.
I have a second arcane focus that I'm not using.
As she is being given these options, Ginny looks at you, Soaring. I mean, I think that's a little bit much, for you to offer that, but I will say this: if you give me your old moonsicle and the fan, I will throw in a little something.
All right, sounds like a deal to me. Uh, yeah, yeah. I'll give you both of those. I'll unattune myself.
Okay. Yeah, you can
Both of
definitely have the
them.
+2. Perfect. So,
That +2 is worth it for the spell save.
Baba
Such a good
Yaga, here is what she pulls out. She pulls out a spell scroll, and it's kind of like a ritual situation, and she reaches out to take your hand.
Okay. I'll bend down and hold hands with her.
Perfect. Your her hands barely stick out of the ends of the arms of her onesie, so you're probably holding a little bit of felt at the end. And she goes, this is what I like to call a deal with a goblin, aka the werekeeper, aka blah. So what's gonna happen is, and I'm gonna say the rest of this in my voice so you guys can actually understand me. I am giving you the ability to change any d20 into a nat 20, but I get to make any roll that you make a 1 in exchange.
Oh.
Like in perpetuity or just one time?
Just one time each.
Okay.
Okay,
That's fun.
perfect. All right. And she looks at everybody with the scroll open and she goes, this offer's on the table for anyone, no trades necessary. Well, maybe a little bit of a trade, but it's okay. It won't affect you till like a little bit later. You know, it's kind of like a delayed response situation. And she's like grinning from ear to ear, and the tips of her ears are bright red. She's very excited. So yeah, anybody who wants to deal with a goblin, you can definitely make one. You get about 30 seconds before she closes the ritual scroll.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah. Adara definitely takes it. Adara definitely goes like, deal.
Perfect. All right. Adara and Soaring. Oh, are you
I'm in.
doing it too? Tana. Cool. P or Trouble, you guys interested? Or are you playing it safe?
I'm gonna play it safe. I do have my eye on something else on the table.
Oh. Interesting. P?
P has learned that sometimes we need to not be greedy, so they're going to be cautious and just be like, I'm okay. Thank you so much for the ring. Thank you so much."
Perfect. Okay, great. Trouble, what else did you have your eye on, buddy?
So Cheryl's gonna throw her arm around Jenny's shoulders and be like, "Listen, right? We're friends, and you know you're the president of the Gertrude fan club, and I'm the vice president of the Gertrude fan club. We have a camaraderie. So like, really, what do I have to do to look at some of these potions of healing?"
You know what? For you, um, and she's going to pick up 3 of the potions and hold them behind her back. Pick 1, 2, or 3.
2.
Let me actually roll for this. This is between a greater, a superior, and a supreme potion of healing,
Okay.
by the way. All right. Perfect. Right in the middle. Superior. Also, all of this stuff except, I believe, Soaring, your thing is a little bit homebrew. So everything else should be able to be added to your character sheets. Everybody let me know if you're having any issues. Wonderful. Okay. Also, it appears that we have lost P. So I have permission to take over their actions. if I need to do so, so I will do so. But in the meantime, we are going to continue. I just need everybody to know that I know this. All right, perfect. So, as you guys are doing all of this, does anybody else want to do anything in the library while you're here today? Ginny's starting to clean up all of her wares and starting to take them armful by armful back upstairs to the closet that is still incredibly dusty. She has no intention of cleaning it out before putting all of the stuff that she has just cleaned back in it. You guys are clearly a special case for receiving her special treatment. Gertrude is still gone. You do hear the kind of clink of good silverware in the background, and you smell the burning of a candle. A nice candle, not the ones that are on the library walls. It's like apple cinnamon or something. I don't know. Think of a smell that you like, and that's what it is. Like the tea situation or the lemonade situation.
Sorry
Yeah.
would help move the stuff upstairs, up the little gobby.
Taking a couple armfuls.
Mhm.
She goes in front of you. Her onesie's a little bit too long for her feet, so she trips going up the stairs a little bit, and all of like the armor she's carrying is clinking around in her arms a little bit too much. And there's like a small gauntlet that like is the size of a goblin hand that like bounces down the stairs, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." And she goes and dumps everything into the cabinet, and just kind of instructs for you to do the same thing. Just kind of let it loose. Nothing really has a place in here. She's putting everything back the way she found it, which is how she put it. So.
Okay.
Tana's gonna see if she'll do another trade real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she started with the armor, so like
Mhm.
everything else is on the table still.
Are the gauntlets of ogre power still there?
Yes.
Tana would like to trade her ring of truth telling and her immovable rod.
Both? And you see Ginny like goes, both? And like
Well, I mean, that is a rather rare item, and these are less rare, so I figured
I know
even
I
Stevens.
I feel bad taking all of your stuff, but I mean I think I might have messed up and made myself a little bit of a collector here, so I mean I guess the give and take of trading, right?
I mean, I can take more if you really want. That'd be fine.
Oh, I mean I
If
have
you want to
give-
throw a health potion in there on top of it, that's more than acceptable.
She will hand you the gauntlets, and inside one of the gloves is a greater healing potion.
All right, Tana will hand over the immovable rod and the ring of truth telling. Look, Tana went to the markets with her mother. She's a negotiator, people. She's got this.
Amazing. Perfect. Okay, great. I tried to give Beth a second to come back. I don't think that's happening. That's okay. Great. So, here's what is happening. Does everybody else allow everything else to be cleaned up?
Should we try to steal something? Like, I don't care. Completely out of character. JJ,
No.
should we try to steal something?
I like how you said that because I was legit thinking that, like, should I snatch something real quick?
Don't do this to her.
Oh
But I feel like she really hooked us up already, so I feel like I shouldn't steal
You
anything.
cannot do this to her.
She's just a middle-aged goblin in a dragon.
It's nothing personal. It's business.
You only live once.
I still got mad love for Jenny, so
We cannot do this to her.
Not personal. I love her. She's adorable. Like I would kill for her. But
survival mode turned on.
Soren is an archaeologist. Her job is to go and steal shit from people.
That's so bad.
It is. I will say this, Soaring, it is up to you if you want to create a space for a few moments where Jenny is upstairs with you for a little too long. Because she's quick. She
Sword
should be, but
probably
she's-
would, not out of like trying to like do that, but just like, so do you know Myrtle? Like, what is she like? What's her like? And just like a little couple questions until she's like, or whatever. But Sword would definitely ask after Myrtle.
It's just kind of in and out. She's nice to me, which it means a lot to me because some of the patrons that come into this place, they look at me and they treat me like a kid, and I'm not a kid. I enjoy the more like childlike style. I think I look really cute in this. And she kind of like shakes her little dragon ears on her onesie, like, isn't it cute? Like my parents didn't really let me do this, so I'm kind of just I'm healing my
You're
inner child.
expressing
Like
yourself.
that's a thing, right? That like younger people are doing.
Absolutely.
Great.
And to be completely honest, I just came back from the Feywild, and the courts there they would love this. They'd eat it up, probably literally and figuratively.
Well, I can't imagine it tastes too good. It's probably got a little bit of glue on it. Perfect.
You use hot glue? What? That's a whole other conversation, Jenny.
Okay, so you three downstairs. Tana, Treble, and Adara. What are you doing?
What is there to do?
So you see, the thing is, I can pull something out of this deck, and it could be a dragon. It could also be Death, who I would have to fight, or it could just be something harmless. It's fantastic.
That's worrying, if I must say so myself. Death.
Uh-huh.
A dragon would be cool, but death.
Well, I mean, it's only an issue if I don't beat Death.
What's
Technically,
the
it's an
likelihood of
avatar of
that?
Death, but
What is the likelihood of that?
I mean, I think I can
Well,
handle them.
could you handle death before death could handle you, though? You are awfully squishy.
I know. That's why I got these. And Tana wiggles her fingers in the gauntlets of ogre power.
So that would help, though, with like not getting hit or being hit and dealing with it.
Tana could totally sucker punch Death with those
Right?
gauntlets
Anyone
yeah.
want me to punch
right
him in the
the
shin?
face.
Please don't. I
Okay.
could deal with it, but please don't. I want to be punched. I don't want to be punched.
It's
It's so surprising.
Just coming out of a wyvern battle, like, please don't hurt me.
Oh, I'm fine in terms of health. I have a lot of health. It's very hard to hit me now, but like, please don't.
Tana's unarmed strike went from dealing 0 damage to dealing 5, so.
Nobody arm wrestle Tana, please. I'm begging
You now, let's see. You now have to roll at disadvantage to try to attack me.
Mm.
And I have over 100 HP. Like, I have way over 150. I'm like 150 or something. It's great. I'm fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's good.
Can't be hit.
Are you guys taking something?
No, I think I'm going to be too preoccupied with my new cloak of wings and when I can use them and how I can use them.
Are you experimenting with them down here? The ceiling's kind of high for it being a basement situation for ventilation purposes for all of the book glue fumes.
The book glue. Phew.
That's a great question. I feel like Treble would definitely try them at least once while we're here before we leave anywhere to go and fight anybody.
I
would
will
totally
say
do that.
you get a free test run. This won't go against your uses.
Okay.
Like, I will even say that Jenny would have let you do like a try before you buy situation just to make sure that you could handle them, because some people cannot handle the wings of flying, and it ends up getting them into more trouble, usually death, than they're worth. Yeah, so great. You fly around a little bit, and you guys all hear not necessarily the flapping of the wings over the sound of pages of all of the books that are laid out that are currently being glued together, just flapping in the wind that is being created by these giant wings on the back of your rogue's back. And all of a sudden, from upstairs, you hear a couple of things. You hear a cart being pushed, you hear a table being pushed into place, and you hear a few voices, mainly those of Gertrude and the Djinn. Soaring, you being upstairs already, you would see that Gertrude is finally done prepping the little date situation for herself and for Gazray. And you see the table is way overdone. This woman has not been on a date in too long, and she did too much. There are candles that have already been burning a little bit too long, so the candle holders are kind of dripping over the sides onto a little bit of the food that she prepared. And you see the food is so full on the table that there's barely room for the plates on either end, as all of the trays are kind of hanging over the side of the table a little bit. The candles on the edge look a little bit too precarious to be in a place that's full of paper. She did her best. There are like chocolate covered strawberries for dessert on a table by like the coffee station. She really went all out. And not to mention, Gertrude is now in dress robes. Her usual like work attire has been replaced with a beautiful blue robe covered in like sparkly sequins that are very spaced out towards the top and get very close together, almost like a full night sky against the blackish blue down towards the bottom. And she looks at all of you guys. She's also wearing silver glasses with stars on the ends that kind of glint along with the light that's playing in her eyes off of the candlelight. Is everybody coming upstairs? Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys do so, I just saw punch death. That's really funny. I usually don't look at chat during game, but that's funny. That made me laugh in the middle of that when I was just trying to do that monologue. Great. So, as you guys see all of this unfold, Gertrude takes a seat at the end of the table, or tries to, as from the back of the coffee station, out of like the men's restroom rest area, Soaring, you would know the restrooms are kind of like a lounge space. And there is a like, so I would actually say Gazray comes out of like the non-binary, like anybody can go in it, one in the center, rather than the men's one. That's more his vibe. He Gazray is everybody all at once. So Gazray walks out in a beautiful half tuxedo, half like rancher's outfit. So he's got like all black the rancher like cowboy hat with the silver inlays with a giant feather that's coming out of the top. And as kind of an ode to Gertrude, he has a small pair of spectacles that just kind of hug the bridge of your nose, sitting on the edge of his nose. And he does have a bouquet of roses ready for her as well. And you can tell these are magical roses. They kind of shift in color and in size a little bit as he approaches the table, sets them in the vase in the center, almost like she knew that she would be offered flowers. And he very quickly pulls out the chair for her that she was about to sit in so that she can sit and have ample space for her giant Gertrude butt. And he pushes her in a little bit. A little bit too much at first. She goes like, "Oh goodness me, I might need a little bit more space, Gazray. It's been a minute. I've had a few too many cookies." And he pulls her out a little bit more and goes, "My apologies, darling. I got the rest of this tonight. You've really outdone yourself." And he takes a seat on the other side of the table. And you guys from a distance can see that they start to enjoy dinner. They are absolutely paying you guys no mind. Would anybody like to do anything?
After a little bit, I want to use thaumaturgy to get the candlelight to like dim down and be a little bit more romantic. Does anybody know how to play an instrument? Can we like get this some music or something?
Soaring, if nobody else pipes up to play something, you see a couple of the books in the music section kind of pop out like accordions, and they begin they begin to play themselves. Um, there's music notes in the pages. What can I say? And you've got kind of a like Lady in the Tramp situation.
Yes, I was just thinking this is the night. This Bella Notte. Bellissimo. Okay, yeah. Do they have spaghetti on there? Is there spaghetti?
There is a version of spaghetti, sure.
Candlekeep noodles.
The meatballs are purple though. They're not like red with meat sauce. They're purple with like some sort of like purple
Taro.
potato puree or something. Ooh, I like that.
You can make purple yam sauce. So
Yeah,
purple
I love that.
yams.
Perfect. That's what it is. Great. Cool. Yeah, so they're enjoying their meal. And you guys see Ginny comes out in a dress version of her onesie. She does have a skirt. The top is exactly the same, but the pants and the footies that she has that kind of pad along the floor have been replaced with a respectable set of black heels and kind of like a skater skirt that puffs out from her hips. And she is serving them water and wine. What were you saying, Theta?
I was just saying I love that.
Oh, yeah. Still, she's having a little bit of trouble, like, pouring the drinks because her arms are still not quite out of her sleeves. So she's holding the glasses very gingerly. All right. And that moves us to the other side of the room. As you guys, that kind of squeaking of wheels that you heard a little bit ago is the sound of a cart that is starting to push out like a dessert tray with the chocolate covered strawberries on it. We've got some cream puffs and we've got some cookies that are Gertrude's special recipe. And the gentleman that's pushing it is a absolutely does not look like he should be here. He is a gray bearded dwarf, way older than he possibly should be. He looks like he should have died 30 years ago. He's in a custodial uniform, but like he has a bow tie on, so he kind of fits the aesthetic. And he's kind of under one arm. He's pushing with one arm, and under the other arm, he's holding a very heavy square tome that's in black leather. It almost glints off of the candlelight of the book itself. And all of a sudden, you guys see as the weight of the book seems to cause the dwarf a little bit too much. There's too much going on for him as he starts to wheeze, and the cart that he was pushing gets lurched forward as he falls face first into the floor, squinting and clenching his teeth before clutching his chest. And before he can utter a word, his knees buckle and he collapses the rest of the way onto the floor from his knees to his chest, hitting the wood with the book pressed underneath him. And you guys hear a clash as all of the cookies and the pastries and the dessert wine kind of crashes into a nearby bookshelf. And Gertrude and Gazri instantly stand up and look over at the scene, and they notice you guys. And Gertrude goes, "Okay, what the heck happened to our custodian? Did anybody see anything? I was kind of busy looking into this man's eyes." And she like looks lovingly at Gazray for a second, and he goes, "Yeah, it would be swell if anybody saw anything, because this looks real bad for the both of us. We promised he was being paid." And he like looks over at the body before walking over to it. Is anybody going with him?
I also want to try to cast it. Soren don't know if he's dead or not. He just fell over. So I'm going to try to cast a healing spell on him.
Okay. From what you can tell, it does not have any effect.
All right. Doop. Okay. That man is dead. like I'm just gonna announce that, like Daniel Craig. That has been a murder.
Oh no.
Gazri gingerly kind of lifts up the gentleman's shoulder just enough that he can slip the book out from under him so that he can rest comfortably. He was kind of like mosquito back, like with the large book under him, like his back was like up like a hunch, and then the rest of his body was against the floor. So he pulls the book out from under him and goes, Buren was a great guy. I thought he was perfectly healthy. I mean, sure, he's a little old, but the guy's only been working here almost his entire life. I thought he could handle a little romance. Uh,
Maybe he had his heart set on Gertrude or you, and the sight of y'all together just broke it.
I don't know. Listen, I'm not in any kind of a position um, to handle books right now. Does someone want to take this? And he kind of holds the book up in one hand. He should not be able to do so. It's very heavy, but he kind of holds it up to whoever will take it.
I'll
I'll
take
take it.
Give it to the other
Hey,
wizard.
Tana, what is your
Take the
current
coin.
strength?
Plus
Now
4.
+4 with your gauntlets.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, perfectly. You perfectly hold this in your arms. It does take both of them, even with a +4. And you guys see the very old dwarf. He was old, but dude was jacked. Like, dude went to the gym often and did well. Like, he was putting in
Respectable.
reps. Yes.
Every day is arm day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, his
No,
legs
you need to
were
have
really
legs.
strong. Yeah, for sure.
Swole.
Tana just kind of bounces it up and down in her tiny little wizard arms. It's not that heavy. Anyone else want to try?
Sure, let me see that.
So, Soaring, what's your strength?
I believe it's 10. It might be 11. Let me. Oh yeah, it's 11.
You would have to make a
Solid.
strength save to try and take this from Tana then.
9.
A 9? Yeah, you drop it, buddy. I'm so sorry. It like narrowly misses your toes. I'm assuming you have like steel toe boots on as a
Yeah, I got boots.
Great.
Jesus.
What's up?
Sorry.
I was just
Oh!
saying Jesus.
No, I mean and that's a heavy mother. Here you go. You can pick it up. It's closer to you down there anyway.
Like, I'll just be like, Tana, just be careful. Be careful with the book. Because obviously we don't have a really good history with books. Books that come our way tend to be really bad, and that person just died. So yeah, be careful.
I mean, I'm sure it couldn't hurt us. Tana's gonna flip it around and see if she can read the spine of it.
Okay. So it has Candlekeep Deconstruction written along the spine, and a name that begins with an I that is a little bit worn. You can't quite read it.
I think it's a book of blueprints, and she'll hold it up so everyone else can read the spine.
How about we try opening it?
Yeah, if you guys want to open it, I will say Tana is probably the only one strong enough to lift the cover, but the pages look fine.
Thunk. Open.
Perfect. Anybody flipping through the pages, you guys find a bookmark almost instantly. The bookmark's in a little bit of an odd place. There's a bunch of renderings, like Tana thought, not necessarily a map or a blueprint, but a sketch of sorts for a tower that's known as the Barn Door.
Shut the barn door.
Are you flipping any more pages?
Does that sound familiar to any of us?
I mean, I've seen barn doors.
Yeah. Gertrude pipes up and she goes, "Oh, the barn door, you say?
Yes.
That's weird. I mean, hardly anybody really goes in there. As part of the Candlekeep restoration project, we were trying to make it a little nicer, but it got kind of put on the back burner. I mean, I'm sure you guys know how many books the Firefly Cellar has when you guys were down there. Places like that are being made a priority. So it's funny because that tower, it's off limits to visitors, and most of the Avode don't even go in there themselves, but I do have a couple notes from a few of the Avode, on watch here in Candlekeep. If you guys have a second, let me just run to my desk. And Candlekeep is funny in that you can find pretty much anything as an avowed very quickly. So Gertrude runs over, and her small Rolodex that rolls out of her roll top desk is instantly popped out. She flicks through it for maybe 2 or 3 seconds and pulls out a note card. She goes, "Oh yeah!" kind of like yelling across the library. There's a few reports. I didn't really think anything of it because there's been a couple noises coming from the tower, but it's probably nothing. I'm sure like mice got in there or something. You know, the tower hasn't like moved on its own or anything crazy, so wasn't really a priority, you know, with like the wyverns and getting you guys out of the basement and getting this gentleman out of the book. You know, this is a back burner kind of a situation. We could come back to it later, so we are. I guess this is later. And she walks over to you guys, and she flips through the book a little bit herself. The book's pages kind of describe a tower that's very well kept, almost brand new. And Gertrude looks a little bit confused. The tower has been kind of condemned. No real effort's been made to like tear it down or repair it because, like I said, the restoration project's been done for other things, but I can't really remember a time in which it was nice. You know, I've been here forever, but it seems like it's just always been alone. And she looks down at Buren and she goes, I haven't even seen Buren in a while. You know, he just came back to the library and he had this book on him. I thought it was like a dwarf diary or something. You know, I mean, you don't ask a man about his large book, do ya? I mean, and she kind of shrugs and like laughs to herself before getting stoic faced again. I mean, it might be worth checking out if you guys are willing to. I mean, we have our date going on, but and before she can continue, you guys feel the ground start to shake, like beneath your feet, as an earthquake causes all of Candlekeep to shudder. Books are falling off of the shelves. All of the candles on the walls in the library go dark, and then it stops as quickly as it began. Oh, well, that was terrifying. Not a huge fan. Gazray, how's the food looking? And you see Gazray, being the djinn that he is, has sprouted an extra like 8 or 9 arms. And he's over at the table trying to desperately keep everything on the top of the table and not on the floor. It could be better, but it's fine. Man, this food you made is great. And he's trying a little bit too hard, and he kind of uses the second after the earthquake to rearrange everything and take a seat at the end of the table. He's not the one in charge of the library. Gertrude is, so he's keeping his space. Oh, hello. My cat decided now's a good time to try and talk to me. Great.
The
What
cat
is
should be
everybody
the
doing?
DM.
The cat?
The cat could be the DM.
Do you want to be dungeon mistress? No? Okay.
If we went
Time, maybe.
she would.
She's my Velcro cat, so she's like always on me. All right. Besides the point, is anybody reacting to the earthquake? Tana, I assume your gauntlets are up, in some sort of a stance to try and keep your balance. The book has instantly fallen off of the table in front of you. The heft of it kind of didn't bend the table when the earthquake happened, but shook it enough that the book flopped onto the floor face first.
Is everyone all right?
Yes.
Well, we better make sure that none of these books catch. Is there any like, are the candles good? Like we just shook a little bit. It was just like a 3.5. No, nothing big.
4.0 maximum.
Yeah, like
4.5, honestly.
No, that's too much. We're magnitude of 10 each time.
4.0s are fine.
Treble definitely fell at some point. So you just see a little thumb go up in the air. I'm okay.
Treble's under a pile of books. Like,
Just
The
absolutely
thumbs up
buried.
comes out
I'm
of the top.
okay.
As you guys are collecting yourselves, you hear a slight commotion coming from outside of the library. Like everybody that was indoors is making their way outdoors to see what the heck happened.
Let's bring that book with us. I'm still quite curious about it. Also, the dead body. Is there a way we could bring, like, Jag, the dead body with us? I want to check it out, cast magic on it. Like,
I can't carry both.
oh, huh.
I mean,
Could I Jag the dead body?
you
Um,
want to.
Okay, so here's the thing. Hun, I do apologize. If you're going to venture outside, would you do me the huge favor of maybe not taking a dead person with you? I mean, it's completely up to you. But if you're going to be running experiments on it, which, you know, non-magic users might view as such, there are several barbarians that like to come here for vacation. It might not look the best to the general public. And she's doing
I just want to cast detect magic is the thing, and it takes me 10 minutes.
Oh. I mean,
Yes.
I will say you could do that with like the door open, Theta, so Adara can like listen to the party as
Okay.
they like that way.
Cool.
I mean, it takes you guys a couple minutes to unearth trouble anyway. So assuming that you guys are trying to be nice to the books.
Yeah,
that are
I need to check something out really quickly, so I'm going to be right back. But I'm going to cast detect magic. Yeah, and listen.
Okay. Also, yes, everybody being at the library, you do have the effects of a long rest after last session.
Mhm.
Perfect.
As trouble gets unburied from the books, I'm just gonna go. Thanks.
Did you get any knowledge beat into your head? I heard sometimes that helps.
You know, I think a little bit. I saw words. I saw some things I didn't want to see, but yes, it was all there.
Well, that's your one thing for the day, so you are set. You can relax.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. All right, great. Theta, you good? You can hear me? Wonderful. All right. So Adara is casting detect magic on the body. Yes.
Yeah.
Give me an Arcana check while you do this too.
Ooh.
And I'm not necessarily letting you play, like mortuary assistant right now, but
Yeah, I just want to see if the cause of death was magical or if there was something accelerating the death that was magical. So not actual like mortuary cause of death, just is there a magical cause? If so, what school of magic? Like let's see how you were fucked up.
Okay.
That was
Perfect.
real bad.
What was it?
That was an 11 total.
Okay. With an 11, so first
Actually, no,
of all,
12. 12, sorry.
12. Okay. So your spell reveals he, as far as you know, did die of natural causes. But you get the idea that the weight of the book and like the weight of this man's conscience both paid a part like in his death.
The
This
weight
book,
of the book and the that's a funny
Yeah.
way to go, but okay.
yeah. So I will also say, even with an 11 Arcana check, you get the idea like this man, being as old as he is, like he didn't make death saves. Like even as a wizard, like you would need like a speak with dead or some sort of like undead situation to like speak with him and learn anything else, because the book didn't give you any information other than, I mean, you guys didn't really flip through it that much, but you don't really have anything to go on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna want to check out the book, but I can save that. I don't need to do that.
Everybody else is going outside, right? Perfect. Okay, so as you guys are going outside, you instantly notice that in the courtyard out here, otherwise known as the Court of Air here in Candlekeep, there is a giant crack starting from this tower on the far end. It's about like a 5-6 minute walk over there, all the way over to the edge of the library. So much so that a lot of the brick on the outside of the library has started to crumble on this particular side of the building. Um, and there's a little bit of a rift in the crack in the ground, so that, like, if you got a little bit too close, like, you can fall in, you cannot see the bottom.
Okay. Who all has rope in their inventory?
That one has wings.
I do not.
I do. It's about, I believe it's 50 feet.
Yeah, they're 50
50,
per unit. Okay.
But so first, Trouble would go ahead and open her bag and then just try to be like, huh, okay, wait, hold on, let me see. Like, Soren, can you come over here and help me for 1 second? And I'm just gonna start.
Absolutely, darling.
Be like, I know what's in here somewhere. So here, I'm gonna give you this. And then I'm gonna pass her the water skin and be like, okay. God, there's so much stuff in here. Okay, hold on. And then I'm gonna take out the tinder box and be like, here, hold this. Thank you. And then be like, oh, I have this little piece of string. Okay, well that's interesting. Hold that, and then just gonna be like, let me see. Okay, I have all this food. I totally forgot I had all this food. And I'm gonna put like a piece of it in my food. Like, this is very good. Soren, do you want some? I got some snacks in here. Yeah, okay, take these fruit gummies. Here you go. Okay, yeah, they're tropical flavor. That's like the best. So you should definitely get some of that. And then I'm gonna like keep going and just see that I'm like, okay. And then I'm gonna be like, oh look, here's the rope. Okay, I found it. You can just, if you want to just dump all that up in here, back up in here, you can do that. Just dump it all. Okay, I got the rope. What's the plan? What's the game plan?
I only
Sorry?
listened to like a third of that. Sorry.
I mean, you guys just see as Trouble, who never gets into trouble ever, our sweet baby girl, never does anything wrong, pulled probably a lifetime's worth of trinkets like out from under her cloak just to get some rope that has clearly never been used. Okay, perfect. I will say on the way back, if you would like to drop something into the hole and see how long it takes for it to hit the bottom, I will tell you that instead of you having to risk your life. But that's fully up to you. We're going to go on break for about 10 minutes so that we can pay the Bezos tax. You guys don't have to watch ads here in chat. And we're going to try to get our other player back who lost power. So everybody get a snack. Collect a spoon if 10 minutes is enough for you to collect a spoon, and just take a second for yourselves. We'll be back in 10. That's going to be about 8:15 or so. I'm going to give us the upper end. So we'll be back. Welcome back to Candlekeep, buddies. Thank you for your patience while we took a little 10. Much appreciated. I hope you all also got a refreshment and a short break. We just left our players after a small earthquake hit Candlekeep, and there is a giant crack in the ground that has formed a kind of chasm leading from the wall of the library all the way to a tower in the distance. Our party has just looked for a rope, but I did offer, as the DM, instead, if you would like to not put yourself in mortal peril, you can also throw a rock. What would you like to do, buddies?
Throw a rock, I guess. I don't have a rock in my inventory. Does anybody have a rock in their inventory? Can we find a rock?
You can easily find a rock on the ground among the rubble of all of the bricks that have fallen off of the side of the library. You can throw a whole brick, you can throw a half brick, a quarter of a brick. Like, how much noise
We
do
don't
you
have to
want?
throw a whole brick. What if somebody's down there? We just beam them in the head. That would be awful.
I mean, half of it would probably do the same thing, though.
Depending on the distance. Yeah. Let's just, yeah. I mean, the rope wasn't really like for. I wanted to make sure we had a buddy system in case we needed to do the thing. But yeah, let's see how deep it is.
So Trevor's just going to take a brick that she randomly finds and just chuck it into the hole.
Okay. Give me a perception check as you count the seconds it takes for you to hear anything at the bottom of the chasm. Put your listening ears on, Treble. It's funny because you have a musical name. It's
Oh, that's a 4. Oh,
a 4.
4, yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Plus like 5, right? Plus like 17.
Wish. So that's a 4. That's plus my bonus too. That's like with it
Yeah.
included.
Great.
Oh shit.
Treble,
So
you assume the brick hits the bottom, but you don't hear it do so.
I'd be like, I got distracted, and I didn't hear if it hit anything. Should we throw another one?
Yeah, this time I'll help you throw the rock into the hole and see if we, with our powers combined, we can figure it out.
That sounds like a good idea.
Oh, I love a good game of brick chasm when cornhole isn't available. Great. Okay, so are you both like holding it in like a handkerchief between your two hands and like swinging it in? Like, how are you both throwing in the brick? I'm just curious.
I think personally, I think Soren would let Trouble throw it in and just be like squat, like softball coach squat to the side, watching for the moment, and like, okay, now it's gone past the lip of the chasm. Count and yeah, softball coach.
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead. You can roll your perception with advantage as you both position yourselves on either side of the chasm, kind of making sure the chasm's very thin over here, maybe only a foot wide, where you guys are towards the end of the library, but you can see it gets like a few yards. Not even like a mile in the distance. Like you can still clearly see it, so it must be wide enough that
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I got
Perfect.
28.
A 28. You also don't hear the brick fall.
Oh shit. I got distracted too.
It's not that soaring. You get the idea, like this chasm either doesn't have a bottom or the bottom is like none of you have super hearing.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Don't fall in unless you want to fall down. Well, shit, that's God. Anyway, don't fall in.
I will say, you guys, while you're attentively listening with a 28, you don't hear any sounds coming from the chasm that you didn't like put there on purpose. Yes, Adara.
I have a bag of holding. There's things in it. If I pull the things out of it, not drop it in, but like hold my hand over the chasm, like put my hand into the chasm, because you can do that, right? Like hang out on the edge and put the hand in the chasm. I
Mhm.
want to see what happens if I put the bag of holding in the chasm. Does
Oh.
explosions happen? Is mainly the question that's happening here.
Nope, you are just holding a
Explosions happen,
bag.
we're dead.
That's fun.
You're holding a bag into a very dark rift.
Well, so we now know that this isn't an extra dimensional portal, because otherwise it would have exploded into a hole into the astral plane. I'll just put things back in the bag of holding. I wanted to see if it happened.
I like your style of testing.
Thank you. I figured. Oh wait, I do have detect magic, don't I? I forgot about that. I really wanted to see if an explosion would happen.
Does anybody else want to do anything?
We could try to climb down. We could try throwing objects at different points along the chasm to see if it is by any chances less deep at any particular point. We could try going down. We could just try jumping in.
Can we throw a light down there?
You want to try to shine a light down there?
Smart, actually.
I have
Sure.
a candle.
Yeah, we could light a
You
candle and
want
just.
to like drop it?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
we're dropping the candle, the lit candle down there.
Doing the math
Okay.
on that distance isn't too hard. Fun fact.
Perfect.
Count the seconds and then you multiply. You then
I'm going to share Eyes of the Night with everybody, so everybody now has dark vision out to 300 feet. So we can maybe try to keep an eye on it
Okay.
if there's no magical darkness.
Perfect. You drop the candle. Trouble. Are you just dropping it straight down? You're not trying to like knock it off the walls or anything, right? All right. Nothing fancy. Great. So you drop the candle. You guys are all very cautiously peering over the end of this chasm, of this rift in the center of the Candlekeep court of air. And you see the candle start out normal sized, get smaller and smaller before you don't know if it's the air quality that makes the candle go out, but it goes out a little bit too soon. You don't hear it hit the bottom. You don't see it get small enough that it would have disappeared out of view. It clearly does go out. You don't know. It might just be the wind took it out. You're not really sure. I will say, as this is happening, you guys see the crowd that's within the court of air. There are a few groups of people. There are. Oh. She does that every once in a while.
It was specifically the leg holding.
I do it nicely, and when she. Okay, Chandler Bing, everyone, my cat that doesn't have boundaries. Okay.
I love how smooth that was.
Yeah, thank you. Practice. Great. Usually it's my Thursday night stream that's affected. So here's the situation. You've got people that are panicking openly. You've got people that are sharing a drink in celebration that nobody fell in. You've got a couple of folks that are measuring with yardsticks to see exactly how far towards the tower they can get with their yardsticks, still being able to like sit on the top of the chasm and not fall in. They don't get very far. There are folks that are putting long beams across the chasm and testing their luck by walking across it, kind of like a tightrope situation. These people are, to put it plainly, young and stupid and a little bit drunk. And then there's also a dragonborn that is going around in avowed robes, kind of calming down those who need calming, directing those who need direction, and taking notes of everything that's around her.
Mm-hmm. God, I really want to jump into the hole. Let's go talk to the Dragonborn. Maybe she has some observations on magical properties of this weird crack before we try to test our own.
I mean, it sounds like a good enough idea to me. I mean, if not, I'm just gonna have to fly in there.
Oh, I'll just jump, honestly. I will
Perfect.
jump.
Are all of you going over to the Dragonborn? She's just taking notes on the chasm and kind of looking over into it, writing a couple things in her notepad, looking around, putting a kind hand on shoulders of those who might be a little bit freaked out. A lot of people have businesses here in Candlekeep, and this could have taken out any one of them.
Do all of us need to go? Does any of us want to stay here and play with the hole crack?
Oh my god! I really want to say someone clip that, but
Listen, if I had said, does anyone want to stay here and play with the crack, that wouldn't have been better. We had options of
now-
hole, we had options of crack.
And whole crack. If we want to stay here and play with the whole crack.
So-
It's not better. All the options here are bad, okay?
Yep, that is correct.
Chasm. Do you want to stay and play with the chasm?
I like my options better. It's a crack in the ground.
Good lord. Tana's probably gonna go off to the researcher as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Tana
Soren
has
would
the
be
bar
staying with the
correct.
people.
Okay. Wonderful. You guys approach the Dragonborn, who instantly looks up at you. She is on high alert, and she is a bronze Dragonborn, the same color as Asgareth, the dragon that you guys encountered a couple sessions ago. And she looks up at you guys. Those like dragon flaps on the side of her mouth, keeping her from like opening her mouth all the way to speak to you. So she sounds slightly muffled, but interested in what anybody has to say right now. And you see she's writing, even almost as though she's taking a record of every single thing she is saying and what everybody around her is saying. Also, you have never seen a pen move faster on paper. Oh, hello. How are you? Is everybody okay?
Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Bronzeblue? You can... And she's looking for an answer. She has health potions at her side just in case. She has like a couple potions of soothing like for nerves, and some herbs, and she has pen and paper for anybody who also would like to catalog this event.
Hi. I'm Adara. These are my friends. We were wondering if you had, I guess, made any observations about the cause and magic of the chasm.
Oh yes. I will say, it seems to have originated from the tower over yonder. Tower seems fine. No one has approached it yet. Candlekeep seems fine. Its residents seem fine, and the library seems fine. So, best case scenario, I will say, it would appear that the chasm has no end. I've seen people drop things in there, you being a few of them. A candle and a brick I see, good choices. I saw a couple mugs, and a couple divorce papers being thrown into the chasm. Everybody's having a little bit of a hard day, I would assume. But it's funny that you ask about it because may I ask, where did you get that book? I'm
This
so
one?
sorry. I didn't mean to ask you as soon as you put a pretzel in your mouth.
It's fine. I get hungry when I'm nervous.
Yes. Is that Candlekeep Deconstruction, the book that's on the tower in the distance?
I don't know. Maybe. Anyone want to look? Tana's gonna open it and just hold it up.
You open it to the bookmark is in the same spot. This bookmark acts as the kind of thing, it's like attached to a string with a tassel at the end, so the binding naturally has it open up to that page every time. Um, she eagerly flips through the pages a little bit and she goes, "Oh, interesting. Yes, it would appear this is the book I was. Let me introduce myself. My apologies. I get kind of lost in the written word." And you see for the first time this whole conversation, her pen stops on the paper and she holds out a hand. "Name is Bookworm. I am the first reader of Candlekeep. I'm probably the person in charge of screening all of your books as you enter this place. Pleasure to meet you. I will say I do know a little bit about all of your personalities already, seeing the wonderful gesture in the books that you guys have all provided us. Uh, recipes, schmut, the whole 9 yards. I've seen it all. Uh, Never gets old for me." Uh, and you see she begins to write again. And I will say, are you planning on heading to the tower at all? And she kind of looks down underneath the book to make eye contact with you, Tana.
I mean, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Are you done up there? Can I close this?
Yeah,
It's not heavy. It's just an awkward angle.
You're kind of strong for a gnome, huh? And
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing. And you can tell she's like in awe of you. She doesn't see people like you often. And she helps you kind of close the book. She is shockingly strong for an avowed. She does have a sword at her back, and bracers on her arms. I just ask because this building was condemned. There's a reason even the avowed don't go there anymore, but I get the idea we are kind of on a time crunch, and unfortunately, I have already asked around to the Keeper of Tomes, and a few others, and nobody's available, due to the wyvern problem. It would appear that Gertrude has kind of commandeered all of our staff to take care of that more pressing issue, so I would need to provide you guys with the, can I see that book for one more second? And she kind of,
Here.
like, flips open to the page. Yes, the password. The password to the front door, it would seem. Nobody's used it in quite a while. Hopefully it still works. It's going to be Jeopardy. Jeopo. It's kind of. I read. I don't spell. And you guys see looking at her. If anybody looks at her notepad, nothing is spelled correctly. It's kind of like a spell it how it sounds situation for her. So yeah, she looks. The fact that it is Candlekeep Deconstruction with all K's instead of C's, that's how she spells it. Um, so she thinks nothing is wrong except for, you know, this is a this is a pretty normal book. Um, I can tell you a little bit of what I see in here. It appears to be that the person who had this, who did have this before you? Where did you get this? This book has been missing for a while. Like, we're talking a few decades. And she looks back at the registration card in the back of the book, and it has not been checked out in quite a long time. In fact, the registration card itself is missing. Um, and there's a giant red X kind of in the slot where it would go. Um, Kind of like somebody petty who just wanted to keep it for themselves decided that this belonged in their book collection. But yes, if you'd like to know any information about what I found in the book, do you already know about the rockets?
There's rockets?
And she does look to you, the gnome. Yes, there's a ton of mechanisms and gears, and it would appear this magical system called rockets are attached to the bottom of the tower. It used to be a vehicle of some kind, it would appear.
We need to go to the tower.
I
But
agree. Let's go.
I would be very careful. A chasm like this does not happen every day, as you would see by everybody here in the Court of Air. Nothing is sacred. And she kind of like hangs her head like, there has been so much happening the last couple days, I just can't handle it kind of a look. And she stops writing again for a moment to go, if you would be so kind as to protect the book at all costs, you are more than welcome to take it with you. I would just like to see it when you come back. As the first reader, I like to pride myself on knowing every book cover to cover. And she glances at Soaring, having brought the book of smut, and kind of blushes a little bit.
Well, ma'am, if you liked that, I have several more volumes available.
Need a live demonstration? Um,
She nods and like passes Soaring a small slip of paper that says "yes, please" on it. And she'll continue in her professional air, as one does as the first reader of Candlekeep. It would appear the Bondor, the name of the tower, was no longer safe for occupancy. So if you do find anyone there, it is probably for nefarious reasons. Are all of you prepared? And she kind of like looks around, seeing your various weapons and potions and the book and the gauntlets on the gnome, and kind of goes like, you know what? I think I answered my own question. And she will nod to you guys. One more time, do you know who had this book before you? I mean, I can go ask Gertrude, but I feel like she's a little bit preoccupied. And you still hear like the sound of music coming from the inside of the library. And if any of you look in there, Gazray and Gertrude are like dancing in the middle of the floor with each other. It's very cute.
Well, you see, about the book situation, there was a lovely person who had the book, but now they're dead and they're in there. So yeah,
Mm.
I can't tell you. We can't really tell you any more details besides that. It was a custodian, I believe. And yeah, he just recently passed. Yes.
Recently passed? And
Yeah.
she looks very concerned.
Yes, like a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
My condolences.
He
In
was
front
so
of
good at
us.
his job, and he's a great listener. You know, whenever I would have a drink at the anyway, yes, I would be advised the book mentioned a different name other than Burren. Uh Stonky Knoptopper was signed underneath one of the diagrams under the tower. So if you hear the name Stonky, uh be on the lookout, because that doesn't really sound like a person that should be trusted to me. I mean, don't judge a book by its cover, am I right? But sounds a little made up, you know? And she looks down, her kind of laughing at herself, you know, like her name being Bookworm. She's like, my name isn't made up. Like, just trying to, like, that's besides the point. Have a safe trip. Um, if you need me. And she hands you guys a sending stone. So if you need like something immediately from Candlekeep, you're not fully cut off. Who wants to take it? She will hand it to the person in front. Adara, you now have a sending stone. Okay, perfect. Is everybody headed in the direction of the tower?
Yeah. Let's
Mhm.
go.
Yes. Before I leave, I will give Bookworm an apple out of my bag. Be like, Bookworms like apples. Be like, okay, thanks, bye.
Oh. Let's absolutely go check out this spaceship. I want to launch it.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Wonderful. So you guys, it takes you about 5 minutes to walk from the Court of Air to the barn door. You guys get there, and the front door is not locked. There is no door. There's like an archway where a door should be, but it is just like a brick wall.
Should we just go in?
Can I just try to poke at the brick wall?
Just a brick wall.
Tana, you should punch the wall.
Oh, I've always wanted to do this. Here. She's gonna hand off the book to the others and run up to the wall.
With our combined power, we might be able to hold it.
Yeah, I
Oh.
guess we.
Oh,
Right.
I have an idea. Sorry. need
Throw
you to
the
pick
book
me
at the
up.
wall.
The book.
Now run at the wall.
You run at the wall. The book pops open. I will give you.
I'm gonna
I
ask
will
Soren
give
to
you-
pick me up and run at the wall with me, like
Just-
a battering ram.
No, just throw you at the wall. That's another option.
holding you horizontally like Superman pose. So like you're. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
I
All
would
right.
help out.
Otherwise, if I break through and it's like down by everybody's kneecaps, that doesn't do any good. So we need to get the break in the wall higher.
Okay.
Problem solving.
You are going to hit. What is your unarmed strike damage?
5.
5. Okay. You make a decent dent. The two of you. I'm not going to make you roll for this because you hit it. I mean, there's really no aiming here. It's a huge wall.
The wall jumps out of the way at the last moment.
And there is a crack that forms from the top of the archway to the bottom of the archway.
Are my hands supposed to feel numb?
Shoot,
I
let's
think
do
that
it again. And I'm just
Okay.
out waiting. I'm gonna go back into another one. Sorry, Tana.
Okay. Yeah. Have fun.
Anybody not doing this, if you guys want to inspect the outside of the tower, if you look into the chasm that originated from the back end of this thing, if you look even a couple feet around the edge of the tower, you can clearly see the rockets underneath this thing. They are massive.
Damn. That's kind of cool. I'm not
And there
gonna
is a little
lie.
bit of heat radiating off of them as well.
We're gonna launch a rocket, y'all! So, Theta is excited. Dara is not. But Theta, the aerospace person, is. I like rockets.
As you said, the rockets are hot.
They're they're radiating heat. You can't tell how
Radiating
hot
heat.
they are without touching.
Okay. Are we thinking that this rocket just made this chasm, but what set it off?
I don't know. Maybe somebody lit them on.
Maybe it's that
But
stinky
that
person.
Maybe somebody in the tower has some ability to, like, there was something set into them that you could light it up with. I'm not sure. I wonder what would happen if I burning hands them right now. I'm not going to, but I wonder. I'll
As you
try
guys are
that.
talking, you hear a voice as if coming from a loudspeaker as the entire tower shakes for a moment. Countdown commencing. That's it. You don't hear a countdown start, but you assume one does. Is anybody looking at the now open book that's on the ground?
Yeah.
Sure.
Apparently, you can't break down a brick wall with a gnome, so.
We tried.
we
Oh, I
tried.
will fully magnify gravity on the wall if that helps to bring it down. Would it?
Do you want to try?
Yeah, sure. Waste that spell slot.
With that, but that would make the rocket have a hole in the side of it.
That's fine.
Okay.
Darn,
The NASA intern says that it's fine.
It's fine. We
Here's
can
what
seal it. You just need a lot of duct tape.
the brick wall that has a small like overhanging archway around it made out of brick. You guys see as the whole tower begins to lean as that part of the door starts to sink into the ground and the grass and the rubble on the other side of the rocket begins to be pushed upwards a little bit. As the rocket starts to sink into the ground at an angle, it is going to fall in about 5 seconds if you don't shut this down.
You are supposed to launch a rocket at an angle, but that's not the point. I will move out of the. I'll cancel the magnifying gravity.
Okay. So by
You know-
casting magnify gravity on one half of a rocket, you kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a good try though. I love that.
Maybe they'll shut it down because it's at an angle that it's not supposed to be at.
Well,
Do we want to try punching it some more? Throw something at it? Throw the book at it?
while you're contemplating, JJ, you see as you're looking at the book on the ground, there is a couple things on this page that is open. There is a list of names. If you want, I can read those aloud to you guys. And there's also like a diary entry of some sort, but it's kind of written in bullet points. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And on the bottom of the page is a stamp that looks a lot like a janitorial name tag, but kind of like a felt stamp, like a with a rubber end that you put into ink, like that version of a medium. So the list is a list of names. It would appear. The first, these are all kind of silly. We've got alpaca macadamia nuts, chicken peach, cow cotton, donkey biscuit, duck bean, goat beet, horse egg, pig wheat, ram sugar, and sheep sweet corn. And then on the other side, this seems to be a note from Stonky. You recognize the name at the bottom of the page. It looks like, reading the bullet points quickly, there's one more name listed in this diary entry, Rooster Muffin. And he's described as a custodial engineer that is very similarly described to Burren, the gentleman that just passed away in the library. You also learn that the person writing this is the leader of the livestock, a gnome visionary and avowed zealot named Stonky J. Knophopper. He aims to keep Candlekeep's most valuable tomes from falling into the hands of the unworthy, which he deems anybody not an avowed. His plan is to use this rocket that has not been used in years. He has used his small livestock cult to create a safe place in here, and they have collected a lot of books from Candlekeep. And they plan on, and this makes sense because you guys heard the countdown begin, to launch this sucker into space, along with a lot of very, very valuable books that Candlekeep probably could use. So, knowing this, Stonky is probably not the best guy. This is a little bit of a manifesto in one page. And he's very proud of himself. The barn door is a vehicle, you guys learn, powered by arcane devices called rockets. You already knew this. But yeah, that is the general gist. And you guys get the idea that Burren from the library, knowing that he was a cult member, probably stole this book in an attempt to keep it away from the gentleman running this shindig, in an attempt to slow down this attempt at stealing all of these books, because you did get the idea his loyalty lies with Gertrude, as does a lot of folks here in Candlekeep. What a woman. So, knowing this new information, JJ, I'm assuming Treble tells the group all of this?
Yes.
Pieces have been put together. Also, anybody who reads this page, Treble, you would also, if you flip back even one page, the page that Bookworm got the passcode, essentially, for this door is Jeopardy.
Yes. Okay. So I would tell that to everyone, be like, so yeah, maybe we won't knock it down. Maybe we'll just use the secret password that you know, our lovely dragonborn friend gave us earlier, bookworm. Let's try that. Do we have to write it like Robin? Like what?
I,
Maybe we did.
maybe
All
we
right. I forgot
say
about
it.
that.
Did too.
Jeopardy? Does the door open when we say the word?
You guys see as the crack that Tana had started with her teeny tiny fists inside of brass um, begins to expand a little bit as all of the rubble and the like cottage core style brick begins to fall away from what is a real door. All of a sudden, the archway has meaning. There is a doorknob and everything, the whole 9 yards. There's even a cute little window right in the middle that somebody might look out of to see if a guest was arriving.
Let's go right in.
You guys try the doorknob. It does open pretty easily. Perfect. You guys notice immediately on walking in there are steps in here. Everybody can see themselves, correct, on the map?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right. The barn door is a 3-story stone tower topped with a roof of metal shingles that are painted red. You guys notice that from the outside. This entrance is the iron door that you guys opened. And you guys come inside to see not a welcome mat, but a danger mat. It says danger, condemned, no trespassing. And the no trespassing has been crossed out and put do what you want. Stonky. There is nothing outwardly particular about this place as you enter, other than, the giant rockets you guys could see from the outside. Unless I say otherwise, ceilings are about 10 feet high and have murals painted all over them. They're very pretty. They do have humanoids with the heads of farm animals. They look like some of them are more fresh than others, and some of them have been painted over and repainted over and repainted over, so much so that some of the paint is chipping and some of the faces are falling off of the bodies and so on and so forth. It does seem to be like oil paint, like it never really had the chance to dry. It's been painted over so many times. So there are some clumps of still slightly wet and gummy paint on the floor, so watch your step. The interior to this place is surprisingly clean, despite what Bookworm told you about it being condemned. There is hardly any dust or cobwebs to be seen anywhere. There are a couple of brooms that clearly have been used by the front door. The tower is lit by lanterns and candles, pretty standard for Candlekeep. Um, you guys see as you walk in the foyer, the tower's ground floor really just smells of old books and has lined walls that are just wall to wall bookcases that are filled with books. Very expensive, very good books. The wood frame doors set in small diamond shaped panes of glass keep the books secure on the shelves. You guys see that none of them have fallen onto the floor despite the whole tower tilting a little bit, thanks to Atara's spell. Um, and each section has a rolling ladder that's anchored to one of those ceiling rails. Kind of, this place is a giant circle. So you could easily pull like a library movie scene and ride it from one side to the other while like being on the ladder. And there are 3 custodians that are working here, sweeping the floors. There's a human, a gnome, and a half elf.
Well, so hi and welcome, Raiders. We're happy to have you.
Yes, hi, welcome.
Thank you, everybody. I was so deep in explanation. Welcome, Sweet Rosie B. Thank you for being here. I love that name so much. We're dealing with animal names right now, so you fit right in. I want to make one of these cult members Sweet Rosie B now. That's way cuter than what I have. Okay, perfect. Against the far wall, the folks inside the tower pretty much pay you no mind. They are clearly more concerned with keeping the books safe than their own safe being. All of them have like animal heads on. So the alpaca headed human. We've got the rock gnome who's very short that has a chicken head on. And the half elf has a cow head on. Um, they're kind of like poorly made mask helmets. So like you can clearly tell what the animal is, but like their ears are sticking out. Like everybody needs to be able to hear. So they didn't really know how else to do that other than leaving ear holes. So against the far wall, there's a wooden staircase that's covered with green carpeting that leads up. In front of the staircases, there's a golden credenza with images of farm animals carved into it, and a high back chair with burgundy cushions sits right behind the credenza. Um, is anybody looking at anything in here? Like I said, the cult members seem to almost be in like a trance when it comes to cleaning the books. They are cleaning the same places 3 to 4 times. One of them walks right past you guys. The chicken making a chicken sound like a like to get to. I can't. I can do NPC voices. Animal voices are not my strong suit. Uh, to grab a broom and start to kind of like Swiffer duster style get the top of some of these bookshelves. So you guys kind of are free to explore the room if you would like to, or you can go upstairs.
I want to explore. I want to see what kind of books they have in here. Like, if there's any, like, yeah, they're valuable, yeah, but like, is there any particular subjects that they're trying to go for, or is there any like common themes throughout?
Um, they are arranged in alphabetical order by title. You notice right away, with even without a perception check, they are stocked shelves. So you notice the one that is missing, sticking out like a sore thumb. It is a K. So the Candlekeep Deconstruction book that you guys have would fit perfectly in that space. That's pretty much the only thing you guys notice. They clearly view these books to be priceless. They are locked under lock and key. Hence why a cult member was the only person able to take a book out of here. Um, they're treated very well. All of the books are in the, like I said, in alphabetical order. They seem to be freshly bound, a few of them that have older titles that the wizards would recognize, but they look like they were just purchased yesterday from the bookstore. Other than that, nothing really sticks out to you.
Okay, I'd say we probably should go upstairs. There's nothing down here that would indicate like what the timer is or what the countdown is.
Not yet, no.
Okay. Yeah, that's all Treble cares about. I'd say I'd go up. I'd start trying to go up.
Perfect. Tana and Adara, are you guys good in here?
Yeah, I think Adara would probably start heading upstairs. Just kind of like, ooh, let's check that out.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, same.
Okay. As you guys are going, soaring, I would imagine that you're kind of perusing the shelves. Are you touching them at all?
Yeah, like, I mean, like, this is what I used to do in libraries before the pandemic, but like walking through the aisles with your fingertips touching the spines of the books as you go,
I love
type of
that.
thing.
Yes. I need you to give me a perception check as you're doing this real quick, right before you guys go upstairs.
Normal roll, that's an 18.
An 18, perfect. So, putting you guys all up here. Wonderful. With an 18, you get to the bookcase on the end by the stairs. And you wouldn't have noticed this from the outside, because this is a very small entryway, but the bookcase swings open and there is a door behind it.
Well, very smoothly and gentlemanly, Soren's going to open it and be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, let us go." No. Just like she knew it was there, like just very casually.
There is no outward facing doorknob. Um, it's funny because you would notice this with an 18. There's no doorknob, but there's like a pedal on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, I'll step on the pedal.
Step on the pedal. You hear a click come from inside the door, and it swings open, like not towards you, but away from you.
Okay.
So you
I
can.
messed the opening of the door up.
It does smell pretty musty down there. It is a very long staircase. You guys do have the option still to go up, but none of the cult members are really, paying you guys any mind still on this first level, at least. Are you still going up, or do you want to go down first?
Up.
You still want to go up?
Yeah.
You can split the party.
Soren's gonna stick with the little tunnel thingy that they found. But
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go with soaring.
Perfect. All right. And oh shoot, I didn't realize. I thought I had fixed that. There we go. Now I have my right players on my map. Switched out P and Adara. There we go. Perfect. I made that last week. I apologize. Okay. So you guys get to the second floor here. And I actually put you guys on the wrong side. You're by the window over here. You're in this main room. There we go. Perfect. Just got off of the stairs. Great. All right. There are 2 staircases here. One is the staircase you guys just came from, and the second one goes up yet again. You guys smell as soon as you enter this room. There is the scent of salted meat and dried fruit that is filling this space. There are bookcases built into the walls again and covered by that same wooden glass door, and they are stuffed, instead of books, full of rations. A lot of it is dried, like space food style, like just could be activated with water. There are huge windows that are sealing off a pair of alcoves set into the tower walls, and an inward curving wall between the staircases that has an iron door at its center. The ceiling is braced by 4 wooden pillars, between which are set 4 pairs of stocky wooden chairs facing inward. Each chair is bolted to the floor and fitted with 2 lengths of rope. Makeshift space chairs. 4 of the chairs have people in custodial uniforms tied to them. We've got 2 half-orcs, a half-elf, and a dwarf. And I'm just going to stick them all in using these for the cult one. Sorry, I just had to make them visible. They were hiding. So yeah, they're all strapped in and ready to go.
And this is upstairs, correct?
You guys did go upstairs, yes.
Yeah. Well, soaring and I went downstairs, or the tunnel thing.
Oh, Soaring went downstairs?
Yeah.
Soren and Triple both went
We
through
went
the tunnel.
downstairs.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just the 2
The
of you.
secret
Okay.
passage tunnel door thing.
So
No
it's
worries.
just Adara and
Perfect.
Jenna.
I'm just gonna put you guys up here like you never descended. All right. The 2 of you are in here with the 4 of them.
Oh.
Yeah. I will say these guys look slightly more upset to see you, as they have all tied themselves to chairs in here. You can see pretty much the only way they could get out is if somebody cut them out. They did a very, very good job. Like the equivalent of D&D duct tape. Done a good job. Like if they tried to wiggle themselves out, they would fall over if the chairs weren't bolted to the ground. You guys see 3 of these livestock members remain quiet. I will say the half orc pipes up, and he will look at you, Adara. What the heck brings you here? We're just trying to go into space. I don't understand what's so hard to understand about do not keep out. Oh, wait. Stonky changed that, didn't he? Did Stonky change that? And you see the three other
You
members
said do not keep out just now. That implies that we should come in.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it did say no trespassing. I would know. I wrote the sign.
It said do what you will.
Right. That was kind of meant for us, when Stonky started formulating the cult, and you see the gentleman sitting next to him tries to elbow him through the rope and goes,
Oh, we know about the cult. You don't really need to hide that. We have your book.
You have the book?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I think I'm done talking.
What's your name?
He closes his mouth. And tries to turn his body so you can't see his name tag. That says Donkey Biscuit on it.
Donkey Biscuit. Okay.
They're wearing makeshift D&D spacesuits. So very metallic shirts and very metallic pants, and their boots are painted silver. Very tacky. Very tacky.
Mm-hmm. Where's No, go.
No,
Go.
ahead.
Oh, because I'm going to ask a question. That's it. So,
Okay.
where in character, Adara will ask. That's why I was like, go. Where's Stocky? If you don't mind me asking, we wanted to ask some questions because we thought this was really cool. I mean, the rocket, wonderful. Act of engineering. I mean, I'm amazed that you guys somehow made it airtight, right? Because you would have to make it airtight in order to protect all of you and the books and make sure you don't die and make sure nothing freezes. I just wanted to talk. Also the rocket's fantastic. We were a little concerned about the plaza court place. Kind of there's a big crack in it now that seems to be a little bit infinite. I just really wanted to talk to Stocky.
You see he shakes his head at you, like he doesn't have anything else to say. And all the other cult members nod and thank goodness you stopped talking.
Do I see the ladder and other stairs?
Yeah, you actually see this is a very similar setup to the first room. But yeah, you guys, this second floor situation, it's kind of in old Victorian houses, they'll have that book nook at the top of the stairs that juts out from your house and it's circular.
Yeah.
That's what that second part of this floor is a circular, but instead of being a book nook, it does still have a bay window. But it is set up with that table and chairs situation instead.
Is Stocky that way? I'll point to the book nook. Do they make any facial changes?
Donkey Biscuit is shaking. He wants to talk so bad.
Is Stocky upstairs? Further up? The ladders? Downstairs? Listen, we really don't mean you any harm.
You know, Adara, they're obviously stinky cheese wheels because only stinky cheese wheels refuse to talk.
You see, he looks as if he's in physical pain. It's not up to him how much he tells you. He is shaking because he wants to. You even see a little bit of regret on his face. These four are not wearing masks. But his mouth remains shut almost to the point of his lips turning purple.
Oh, wait, I'm dumb. I have telepathy. Can I telepathically talk to Donkey and go, is there anything you can tell us just where Stocky is? We really would like to talk to him.
there is not a thought behind those eyes, so to speak.
If I go to anybody else's heads and just say hi, any replies from anyone, or does it feel just like nothingness?
Um, do me a favor, give me an Arcana check.
Oh, that's terrifying as a sentence
Um,
when you're saying, can I use telepathy?
As you're in their heads, there's kind of like a, you know, like the fuzz on the TV when you're between channels.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're experiencing.
25.
A 25. These people are bound by magic to not give you more information. They're
Oh,
This is kind of like a pact situation. Like they have their mission. The countdown has started. Um, they are not inclined to tell anyone anything. This is going well for them.
I could remove magic, but I could dispel magic, but that feels like a waste of a spell slot. What do you want to do? Do we want to continue looking around?
Yeah, I guess. If it's magic, my next move was going to be to threaten them with a deck of many things, but
No, they're bound to not
yeah.
speak. Yeah. I think the only things that could work really would be like dispel curse or dispel magic, but I only remove curse or dispel magic, but I think I only have dispel magic and not remove curse. Yeah. Maybe the book can tell us where the pilot's chair is.
And I'll set the book on the ground and open it.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. In the plans, you see your current room, and the one next to it, you see the lower floor. There is also an upper floor, and there's also the basement that Soaring and Trouble are currently going after. The basement is under the barn door, as it's labeled. Appears to be pretty large. It's made up of 5-ish rooms, or 4 rooms and a hallway. And there's kind of schematics written in. Downstairs you see a room that has like a lever in it. That's pretty much the only thing you can make out, other than like the circle where the rockets are. They stand out.
So downstairs might just be engine and detach. Let's try upstairs then, maybe? Go further up? Maybe.
I mean, if that's the thing that's going to enter space first, it would make sense that the steering wheel's there. Do they have steering wheels? What if it's just like a giant ox with a set of
Technically,
reins?
out of character, I can tell you that rockets don't have steering wheels. In character, Mike Adara would not know this because rockets can't be. Fun fact: rockets can't be steered because that would actually make them into a missile and break U.S. law. This is not something we would know in character, but telling you this out of character.
Perfect. Okay. So you guys have a couple of options. Next door to you, the door is like plexiglass clear. You can see into it, but it is a locked door. Just looking at it, like there is a visible lock on the outside. And there's kind of a shimmer around the door that, especially like both of you being magic users, see as like an arcane lock spell you would recognize.
Oh.
So
Do you have a knock?
I don't. So we can see through the door?
You can see through the door. It looks like a study kind of a situation. There are no, from what you guys can see, you can't really see onto the desk or anything clearly, so you don't see any names of anybody like whose study this might be. But there's only one call leader. So
I can try something else though.
What were you
I'm just
thinking?
gonna grab Adara's sleeve and dimension Doris through.
Oh, that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
See if that works.
Does
Okay.
Arcane Lock block us out?
So here's the situation. I am going to, if you couldn't see to the other side, I'd say that it didn't work, but because you can clearly see to the other side, I'm going to say it does.
Okay.
So yeah, Tana, you're on the other side. Door's still locked for you, Adara, but Tana, you're on the other side of this door. All right, so I'm gonna put Tana.
Well, I can take one person with me for dimension door.
Oh, do you take Adara with you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you guys are in the study. We are going to blink you guys over here, and I'm actually gonna get rid of these two, and then we are going to go downstairs. Perfect. Oh, don't know where all my thingies went. There we go. You guys recognize yourselves, right? Perfect. We got soaring and we've got treble. Great. The stairs are over here. Also, you guys are very small. There we go. Perfect. You do a little bit too small. There it is. Nice. Everybody matches. Great. Cool. Wonderful. All right. Now let me get downstairs. Okay. So downstairs, Soaring still AFK? I think so.
I'm here. Sorry.
Okay. Soaring in trouble. Down here, it is much larger than it was upstairs. The ceilings are 20 feet high and very flat. Like this is like a bunker situation down here. Everything's made of concrete. The floor, everywhere you step, is littered with scraps of metal. It is not nearly as clean as it was upstairs. All of the metal scraps have kind of been swept to the walls and then not cleaned up past that. So there is a clean walking way, between anything you might go between. But other than that, you're kind of not appalled by how dirty it is down here compared to upstairs, but upstairs was pretty compared to down here for sure. You guys get down here, and as this unlit stone staircase curves downward, you guys get towards the bottom, avoiding the metal scraps along the way. The air in the stairwell grows warmer. As you get down to the bottom, you guys see. Oh, there we go. Staircase. Why'd I do that? Why did you guys end up down here? Oh, I already made you. That's why. Ignore me. Everybody ignore me. We're gonna get rid of P. All right, wonderful. I'm great at maps, I promise. You guys get down here to where the rocket boosters are. These are very recognizable. This is a 30-foot diameter room that opens up directly beneath the tower. There are 4 10-foot long metal cylinders protruding from the 20-foot high ceiling, glowing with a very intense heat. You see kind of the window to the outside world where that crack in the ground started, right above you guys. And you do see kind of a darkness and a drop off on the side of the room where the wall used to be. This room was designed to kind of take all of the heat and the ember raining down on the floor from the rockets, but it probably won't do that great of a job at that anymore because it's no longer sealed. A lot of that backlash from the reaction will probably end up in the chasm. There are 4 mechanical constructs that are resembling kind of like wolf-sized, dog-headed cockroaches that are marching in a circle around the perimeter of the cylinders.
Or they're constructs. They're not animals.
They're
Like,
mechanical.
okay, well, but they're not. Like, I'm not getting rangery vibes off of, like, I can go pet the fluffy animal.
You get the idea that, like, they're not inherently friendly, but they're not attacking you. You don't really know what they are. You've never seen anything like this, Soaring.
Well, yeah, it's dog-headed cockroaches that are robots that yeah, no, I'm just gonna look at Treble and just be like, well, why don't we just kind of snake around them and not disturb their little march and just not bother with them?
I think that's a great idea. They're kind of giving me the creeps a little bit. My mind is
What
trying
kind
to
of
wrap around.
dogs? Like, are they big dogs? Are there different kinds of dogs? Like,
Oh, they're like, you know those little dogs that, like, used to buy at, like, Claire's, and they had, like, the lights on their faces?
oh
Like, when I say,
no.
like, dog head, I mean, like, they're still mechanical dog heads, but they have, like, floppy metal ears kind of a
Yes.
Okay.
situation, you know? Perfect. Okay. So the floor
Creepy
of the room,
motherfuckers.
as you're looking around, is covered in scorch marks that grow darker and more intense as you get to the center, hence, like, probably the test fire that caused the rift. And there are two sections of wall that have crumbled, one of which I already described, and one opposite of the of that one, where the stone molding and carved panels have collapsed into rubble. And near the foot of the stairs, there's an iron double door that stands closed. You guys hear a strange squeaking coming from the other hole that doesn't lead to the rift. Kind of like a door hinge that needs oil.
Well, if we don't get that fixed, this is going to bother me the whole time that we're down here. So,
Agreed. So let's go investigate that noise.
Okay.
I got some oil in my backpack.
yeah,
You guys
I
have
think
the
I got lantern oil, maybe.
Are you guys
Olive oil.
Are you guys, like, going around and, like, risking being next to these dog things, or are you going underneath the 4 cylinders? You can, like, duck under them and go through the center of the room.
Oh hell no! I am not getting underneath the cylinders.
Yeah,
If it
no,
looks like there's fire that comes from them,
it's
which
hot.
from no
It's hot up in here.
Nope. Just
I'll just walk around and see what the
I
dogs.
have a high
walk
wisdom
around.
character for a reason.
Perfect. Okay, you guys all walk around. You guys see that the fallen sections of wall that are over on the other side of the room when the barn doors rockets were test fired, exposing this cavity back here. The squeaking is originating from a couple of nests that contain a few small versions of the larger creatures in the room. And they are squeaking like baby birds who are hungry.
Oh.
So I think we need to back up because typically animals or whatever don't like us being close to their little crazy baby looking things. So
Soren has the complete other like, oh well, we gotta feed them. I mean, what do you think that? Do you think they'll eat some of the scrap metal on the ground, or
they could eat some
yeah?
of this knuckle sandwich. What you mean, Soren? What do you mean? We need to get out of
Yeah,
here.
it's a critter. They're critters. Look at the little thing.
Are you feeding them, Soaring?
Um, yeah, I guess I'll pick up like a small little, like not pointy, not sharp, but like a little thing of metal and kind of like toss it in the nest and see if they go for it.
Before you do so, as soon as you pick it up and gesture as if you might throw it, the squeaking gets the kind of loud that you are by a train trying to stop. As the metal grinds against metal in their throats, and all of the larger versions of these things
Yep.
kind of grind to a halt walking around the room and formulate a stance right behind Treble, like they will attack if you do anything to their babies.
I was just trying to feed it. Shit. Hold on. I can try to do. I can try to talk to them.
Oh, the
I
poor
gotta- I
ranger
gotta
dealing
think.
with mechanical animals. Oh no.
Trouble's just gonna be like, Soren, just Just put it down. Just leave them alone.
No.
As I'm like
Alright,
putting a
okay,
hand
alright.
on my rapier, ready to go. So I know it's about to pop off.
Soaring, do you put down the metal scrap?
Very gently.
As you do
And-
so, they start to walk around the room again. And you hear the clink, clink, clink of metal paws hitting concrete. I will say, there's another. Oh, DMDM Studios, welcome. We've seen you guys
Yay!
before.
Thank you, DM.
Thank you for being here. We're running the Candlekeep Deconstruction module in Candlekeep MISSteries. Welcome. No one's confused. Everything's great. Half of the party's upstairs, half of the party's downstairs. We're having a hell of a time. Rager's currently trying to wrangle mechanical animals. Never seen that before. Great. Okay. Like I said before, you guys have seen the nests. And Soaring, give me like a perception check as you're looking at all of these babies in here.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe I spoke robot, but apparently that's not a language I speak. Whatever.
Shame.
26 for perception.
A 26. You can clearly see on these guys, their ears are branded. And they're branded with the name Kitty Widget.
Kitty widget?
Kitty Widget.
I'm gonna say it out loud, like I'm like reading it, because that's just like, excuse what? I feel like I just called somebody by their pet name that shouldn't be spoken outside the bedroom.
I feel like they sound like an interesting person.
Yeah, like, I want to meet this kitty widget. Like, who's she?
And knowing that, with as high of a roll as you got, as you turn around, the four that are circling the cylinders, you can clearly see on their ears are branded with the name Skitter Widget. The big ones.
Skitter widget. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Wonder if there's twin sisters. Anyway, no.
All right.
Okay, I'll leave the animals alone. Fine.
Thank you.
Just for trouble. Just for trouble.
Just for me.
Just making her feel anxious.
Perfect. All right. Well, that is that. The only thing left down here for you guys, if you want to continue forward, there is a double door that you guys would have to surpass.
Maybe we should like unlock it and then go find everybody and make sure that they're not dead. Because I mean, they could be. Anyway, but yeah, unlock it, go back, and bring them back down here later.
Okay, let's check out the door.
Yeah, if you guys want to do that, I need either a dex check with your thieves tools from you, Treble, or Soaring, if one of you guys wants to give me a strength check that is going to be decently harder, but it is still an option.
Thieves tools?
Rogue do rogue things?
What did you say for me?
I need a dex check.
A dex check.
Not a save, just a check.
Mine is a 14.
A 14? Treble, for the first time in this game, your thieves tools, the key you're trying to use, cracks and is left in the keyhole.
The audacity.
Oh.
I'm going to pretend like I didn't see it. Like, Soaring's embarrassed, like that very open Southern embarrassment of, okay. Look everywhere except for right there.
Like, guys, that's like the one thing
I feel like
she
Soaring. I feel like Soaring is very like a bless her heart moment because she sees my morale just crumbling as this key breaks and I'm just on the floor. This is like the anime moment where the character's on the floor and there's like a shadow above their head. That's what's happening right now to Treble. Her whole existence is just like in jeopardy right now.
Past Treble is desperately trying to shake current Treble's shoulders. Like, don't do it. If you care about your image, don't do it. Perfect.
I'm just at the door like, who am I? Having like a whole existential crisis. Who am I? What is my purpose in life?
Wonderful.
Treble, just remember, you got wings now. You can fly above this.
I mean, you kind of right. You're right.
You can fly above this.
Do either of you guys want to try the athletics check to try and force the door open instead?
Fuck no. Let the gnome do it.
I feel like Treble's too dejected to try to even break this door. It's just like,
I don't think we can. I do not think that we actually could with an athletics check break this door down because I got a
I
plus
don't
0.
I don't think with the athletics. This is athletics. Yeah, I have a +1. I have a +1. So that's gonna be a no for me.
Mhm. It might be a little hard. Okay.
Yeah.
At this point, Trouble just wants some explosives because she's over it. I'm over it. Just want to
Well,
blow stuff
also
up
the
now.
wizards are good for that, so they're very good at exploding things.
All right. Wonderful. So, you guys are headed back upstairs without opening the door? Yes. All right, perfect. You guys get back upstairs and we go back to those notes, and we are in the study. Okay, perfect. This circular chamber, Tana and Adara, appears to be a private study with a large bay window. The fireplace along one wall is unlit and faced by two burgundy armchairs, one small and one large. Tall bookcases are built into the walls opposite the fireplace, their contents protected behind those same wooden glass doors. A rolling ladder attached to a ceiling rail allows access to the highest shelves, just like down below. There's an oak table that's bolted into the floor, probably so that it does not move, along with all of the armchairs and bookshelves in this room, flanked by two high chairs that are designed for shorter people, and two chairs built for human sized folks. Lying on the table is a small piece of paper. And Tana, I'm assuming you speak Gnomish. Yes? Perfect. You can read this then. It is labeled the 7 Steps to Success. And you see some of them are checked off, some of them are not. The first 4 that are checked off are test rockets. The second one is separate barn door from foundation. The third one is set correct coordinates. And the fourth one is set countdown timer. The last 3 are evacuate underlevel, tie self to command chair, and blast off.
Tana will translate all of that for Adara.
Perfect.
Okay. Where do they set the location then? Because
That's a good question.
I don't see anybody here besides us. Do we want to look around? See if there's any sort of thing to set that. See if there's anybody?
Yeah, I suppose it says tie. They want to tie themselves to the command chair. I don't think that's one of these chairs.
Maybe it is. But where would they put the command chair? If they're evacuating the lowest levels, then I
Mm-hmm.
would think that it's likely not down there, although it could be, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to investigate this table and chair setup for further detail.
I want to see if
Okay.
there's like any secret doors.
Secret doors, table chairs. Okay, perfect. I will say this about the table and chairs. They are bolted to the ground like all of the other furniture in this place has been. You know this because none of it has moved, even though the building is at a slight angle. And you notice there are a lot of trinkets lying around, but not seemingly like somebody would exactly want. So you've got like the husk of an ear of corn on the table, like somebody was eating it for a snack and just didn't throw it away. You've got a cracked, like a snow globe situation that's filled with some of the metal pieces from downstairs. That somebody was clearly just playing with as like a fidget toy of some sort. Probably gets a little boring in here with the only thing to do being blasting off and doing all of the prep work to blasting off. And all of the prep work seems to be done. I will say you find a couple of books over here on the table, Tana. You find 3 books. These are not locked away. You find Stonky Knotpopper's Spells Aplenty. Stonky's fat little spell book has a lot of spells in it. I will send you this list. Copy. Paste. A lot of spells. All right. And then we also have Trobrand's Machinations, Volume 5. This heavy tome that's written in the kind of what's it called when you write a book to somebody else? The dedication. The dedication says it was written by the Mad Wizard Trobrand of the Undermountain, and it describes the processes by which he created animated metal constructs. The book is filled with the wizard's ravings and drawings of his contraptions. And you guys wouldn't know this yet. Yeah, so I'm not going to tell you that last part, but I have more information at a later time. This is just kind of a big book of the kind of stuff that you found for like the canon, Tana. It's like this it's a lot of how to build a blank. But the last book is pretty interesting to you, being here to collect recipes. You find Hero's Feast, a cookbook. This is a richly illustrated book of recipes written by a trio of culinary enthusiasts named Wick, Nojin, and Imrit. Any creature that spends a short rest poring over the book's recipes gains a supernatural charm called the Charm of Hero's Feast. The charm allows you to cast the Hero's Feast spell as an action, no components required, and once used, this charm goes away, so it's kind of a one-time situation. But it's just a cute little charm buff. You don't need a spell slot for it or anything. And you can tell this book was recently checked out at Candlekeep, but the charm seems to be intact.
Huh. Well, this recently came from the thing, but look at all these spells. Tana's gonna Tana's eye, like if she could have hearts in her eyes at all of the spells in this wizard's tome.
Yeah. It's so funny to me that the wizard who's here for the cookbook is in here, and like both of you are in here to get this like spell book. It's so funny. It couldn't have happened any better. Split the party, chat. Highly recommend.
Always a good idea.
Great.
Nothing ever goes wrong when that happens. What do you mean?
Listen, we're having a fine time right now.
I will say the other thing that you guys find in here, there's a slip of paper tucked into one of the cushions of the chairs that are by the fireplace. It is covered with the notes that Stonky made while studying the possible settings for the steering wheel in the observatory, as he calls it. Are you guys looking at the notes in detail?
Yes.
Perfect. Give me an Arcana check.
Both of us or just one?
Either one of you.
I'll say you probably, because I'm looking
Okay.
around for secret doors.
15.
A 15? All of the numbers on here seem like gibberish to you.
I'm not good at the maths. You want to take a look?
Okay, I'll come over and try to do the math. It's more my speed. Okay, also Arcana?
Yes, please.
Ooh, that was not good. 11.
At 11, I will let you make it an advantage. With Tana's like, hey, here are all of these numbers. Add them.
Okay.
Like, it's you have a little help.
Okay, let's see. 27.
27. Wow. I don't know if that's gonna do it, buddy. I'm kidding. Stonky has clearly identified the number 626 through the number 666 is important. That range of numbers is important, but he doesn't understand what those numbers refer to. You just know that 626 through 666 are important to him.
The number of the best station food in LA and the number of the devil.
Correct.
That's very important.
Adara, in looking for secret doors, you check every bookcase thoroughly. Go ahead and make me like an investigation check.
Okay. Ooh, investigation. Let's dice. Be nice to me. What do I have to investigation? That will be a 19 total.
A 19? From what you can tell, everything in this room is bolted down. This is the room that kind of juts out a little bit from the rest of the space, so it makes sense that there would be nothing going up or down. But yeah, this place, it seems like you swept it and you found everything that there is to be found in here.
So there's nothing. This room just seems like it may be. Is there anything weird about this room that we can tell? I just want, like, I feel like there's got to be something going on here.
It's pretty unassuming as far as you know.
Is this the topmost room?
No, there's still the staircase in the other room that you can
Oh, I thought this was the topmost.
let me take you guys back to
I'm
this.
dumb.
Sorry. I realized I was like, you're not looking at the map. Yeah, so you guys came down this staircase. There is still this one. You can go up.
No, yeah, I want to go as up as possible. I think that the command room has to be at the top level. Or
Perfect.
close.
Tana
to
will
it.
follow.
I know this is misleading, but this door is still locked. This ladder does not take you anywhere outside of the room. You would have to dimension door out again. Or try and get out of this arcane lock door.
Wait, let me check something really quickly. What does this say? Does it have the spell? Can I pick up the spell book?
Uh-huh.
And let's see, what level is it at? I don't remember what level it's at, so I'm gonna have to check. Isn't this? Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is the correct spell. Okay, I'll just pick up I'm going to take the spell book with us then. And cast knock out of the spell book, which is a second level spell, to try to open the door, which apparently has an arcane lock on it.
Okay. I have not played a wizard in a while. As long as it's in your spell book, you can cast it.
It doesn't
right?
have to technically be in your spell book. If it's in a spell book that you have access to, then
Perfect.
technically you can use somebody else's spell book.
It's just been
very
forgotten,
weird.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, it has to be in the it has to be in a spell book. If you want to cast the spell and it's not in the spell book, but you know of the spell and it's like on a spell scroll, then you have to copy it into a spell book.
Great. That
It's very
works for me.
complicated.
You guys cast knock, and you guys see that the arcane lock, looks like it is dispelled. It still shimmers a little bit on the outside, but it just looks like you have fended it off for a little bit. Like if you were to come back to this room, it might reappear. Perfect. Okay, so you guys are going out and up more. Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. From down below, soaring in trouble. If you guys would like to join us, we are going upstairs. Perfect. And once again, I don't know why I keep doing this. I
just imagine Soaring in Trouble like running up these stairs. Trouble like halfway like, wait, I need a break. Hold on.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, would just pick Trouble up and do piggyback ride. Like, all right, let's go. Or on my shoulders or something.
You're like,
You can hold on to the horns. Let's go.
Amazing.
like, wee.
Awesome. All right, so you guys get upstairs. Everybody is walking up the final level. The top level of the barn door is an observatory with 3 wide windowed alcoves. This chamber houses the very large telescope mounted on a revolving dais, and a small chair is bolted to the dais under the telescope with an iron lever jutting up from the floor next to it, topped by a perfectly round ruby. A small wooden steering wheel attached to the chair is adorned with glowing numerals at its copper-plated center, and 3 larger chairs along one wall have likewise been bolted to the floor, along with everything else, all facing the telescope. 2 lengths of rope are fastened to each chair, including the one on the dais, as makeshift seatbelts. Chains and wheels attached to the tower's conical metal roof suggest that the strong, tightly fitted panels can be retracted, enabling the telescope's user to peer through the starry heavens on clear nights. You guys would recognize this as the control room. You guys see there's one chair underneath the dais, which you guys would imagine would be Stonky's, the chair that he mentioned in the note that you two found. The other two of you, are you guys sharing the books or the notes that you guys found downstairs? You're kind of doing a little... Perfect. Okay.
When they
Awesome.
catch up to us, we're probably both poring over the spell book.
Yeah.
Getting ready to just start divvying up pages of it.
Amazing. Okay.
David,
Like kids with
I-
Halloween candy.
I want this one. Here,
Dude.
you can have that one.
I get all the abjuration. I want all of the fucking abjuration spells,
Mhm.
so I can always have more abjuration in my book.
Perfect. So I will say, Soaring in Trouble, you guys notice, I'm sure you flip through the books, except for the spell book, sorry, that's in your wizard's hands. They're probably not going to let it go if you pry it from their gauntlets and fingers. Perfect. So, you guys see in the Cherbrands Volume 5, the tome, you would recognize the drawings that your wizards did not. The skitter widgets from downstairs. They were created by the author of this book. So you do recognize them as created beings. They do not inherently exist, and they are definitely dangerous when prompted. All right. So you
Oh,
guys leave the
man.
observatory. We've got the lever in here if you guys want to check that out. We've got the steering wheel. We got the chairs. What are you guys all doing?
Let's
Let's
take a look.
reprogram this and go on an adventure.
Let's take a look. I want to look around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is
Yeah.
Trouble's, ooh, let me drive the boat moment. So,
Yeah, that's
Honestly?
actually, I was like, we should let Treble drive.
yes.
Treble or Theta.
Okay. I need
Don't
somebody to
no.
give me-
Theta's not in this game. It's Adara.
Sorry, not
Adara.
Theta. I meant Adara. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was my bad. I was looking
Theta,
right at you.
Theta knows how to, and Adara doesn't.
Perfect. All right. Who is inspecting the lever? If anyone? Is anybody brave enough to go over to the ruby-topped piece of metal?
If
I'll touch
nobody else will, yeah, I'll hold the gnome up.
Actually,
Touch it.
uh,
Touch it.
Stonky is also a gnome, so this is gnome-sized lever here.
Oh,
Tana, you feel as though like this seat and this lever were made for you. As you sit in the chair for a second, you can kind of revel in it.
Ooh,
Um,
ergonomics. I like
yeah,
it.
it's really nice. There's like padded armchairs on this chair being the control chair. It's really nice. Give me an investigation check if you wouldn't mind.
Can I do it with advantage since Soaring is with me?
Yes. Since Soaring is supervising.
Supervise the
I'm
chaos
still
wizard.
holding
22.
her.
Yeah.
22 for Tina.
22. Perfect. There is a glyph on this lever, Tana. We've got a glyph of warding, sorry, on the lever. And you would know that what that does is you know that this glyph triggers something if you mess with it. So you know you probably don't want to move the lever. Don't pull the lever, Kronk. That's probably not the best idea.
We shouldn't touch that because that does something. It does a thing. I'm not sure what.
Probably launches this thing.
I think process of elimination would definitely confirm that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You guys see, as you take a deeper look at the lever, there are 3 slots that the lever can be pushed into. It is currently in the last slot labeled stable. There is also one labeled shed and one labeled coop.
I can make a guess at what those different things are.
They're gonna fly the coop, apparently.
Huh? Or they're gonna land the coop. So, do we think that stuck? My brain wants to say Stucky. Uh, it's not. I don't know. I keep going Stucky. Do we think that he's here or somewhere else?
Why don't we find out? Hey, Stinky, are you here? Hello.
In response, Trouble, you do not hear the voice of a man, but that automated voice that you guys heard before say, 10-minute warning. And that's where we're going to end our session.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. While we are figuring out who the heck we're rating this evening, I would like to say thank you to our 2 raters that we received this evening. Thank you so much to B and I believe it was DMDM Studios.
DM Studios, yeah.
Wonderful. Great. You deserve the shout out. I would like everybody to go around real quick and just say who you were playing tonight. Starting with Sarah. You want to go first? Hype Goblin?
Me?
Yeah,
What?
you never get to go
Sorry.
first.
I had to confirm. There's so many of us.
I know. There's a few.
Hey everybody,
2/3
I'm Sarah.
of us right now. Sorry.
Right. Hey everybody, I'm Sarah Roberts, or the Hype Goblin. You can find me under the username the Hype Goblin everywhere. I do a lot of character cosplay and TTRPG stuff, as well as just general nerd stuff all over the internet, mostly on TikTok and Instagram. Yeah, find me there. That's me.
Perfect. Great. Love that. Baba Yaga, you want to go next?
Hi, Baba Yaga. You can find me on Twitter at ShutUpSarah. I played Soren Snackadoni, who did not give Myrtle her gift, so that's gonna have to be next time. That's gonna be cute. And yeah, that's me. I'm tired. It's not even late. I have no excuses. I'm just tired.
Oh no. It's all good, buddy. You have every excuse in the world. Trouble, JJ, you want to go?
Hello, everyone. My name is JJ. I'm your friendly neighborhood TTRPG chef. You can find me on Twitter at JJ_Cray, or you can find me on Twitch at BandReaper97. And this evening, I was playing Trouble Tea Leaf, our halfling rogue, and having lots of fun.
Perfect. And last but not least, Theta.
Hi, I'm Theta. I was playing Adara, the Elandrian elf wizard, as well as making interstitial comments about really wanting to do things that I really shouldn't. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, give me a rocket and I'm happy. I love rockets. Oh,
Great. Amazing.
rocket science.
I just want to say, as for Girls Run These Worlds, you can tune in on Sunday for our Throsian Odyssey campaign. It's a D&D 5e setting. It's very good. That's our next thing going on the channel. I'm Mocats. I'm your dungeon mistress. I like giving voices to NPCs, but I like giving voices to my players more. And we are rating this evening Carry and Comfort Studios with one of our own dungeon mistresses, Shade, who has just been announced as coming back for a second season of their campaign that they run on our channel. So if you want to come over with us and support them, we would much appreciate it. But otherwise, we will miss you until next week here on Candlekeep Mysteries. Be safe, make good choices, or don't get caught. And we're going to go ahead and go raid, everybody. Have a wonderful evening and a safe weekend. We'll see you Sunday.